queasy sports writers right there.
Easy being queasy.
Today we spell redemption R-O-N.
Unbelievable.
And relief R-O-L-A-I-D-S. We got a must-win scenario for two teams tonight and a Stanley the Manly preview extravaganza.
Queensbridge,
10 topics, 1 pork chop. Let's do this.
Look out.
Cody Ross, goodbye.
Stay Queensbridge.
Queensbridge in the building.
Round 4, the show of competitive banter. Here's Tony Reale.
That's right. Say horn time. Welcome back to the show that scores the argument. You know the national panel in Los Angeles, Bill Plaschke.
Tony, so last night Alva Gentry gets sick, and all of us at the press table become little kids on the school bus. I feel sick. Do you feel sick? Oh, no, I'm getting sick.
You thought it was going
It was
around.
awful.
Woody
Yeah, it was
Page
awful.
in Denver.
I don't feel so good.
You look terrific, though. Tim Cowlishaw in Dallas.
I've had an anniversary saved up so long for FaceTime, we're almost to the next year.
What are you trying to say? Jemele
Like
Hill
the
with
win.
us from Orlando today.
Hey, I float like a butterfly, but today I look like a bee.
It's a good look for you. It's a winning look for you. Let's go to work.
It's the first word.
All right. How many times in all your years of covering the Lakers have you gotten a game-winning air ball from Kobe Bryant, Bill Plaschke?
None.
Yeah, right. But anything that makes Adam Morrison celebrate is a good thing. Our test from GOAT to hero in seconds. You know, he once shot 40% from 3. And now all you momentarily forget that the Lakers nearly yacked this away in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Steve Nash, that magnificent son of a phoenix, says everything is okay. So does Alvin Gentry. Team okay. Artichoke not okay. You think the Suns are okay after losing like they did last night, Woody Page?
Yes, I felt like they had to go in and steal the game, but I believe the Rising Suns are still in a position to actually steal this series. And you can talk to Plaschke, you can talk to everybody in L.A., from Jack Nicholson to the mayor of L.A., the governor of California. They know this is not a sure thing anymore.
We'll
and
see.
people are saying, well, they've solved the zone. The zone hasn't been a problem. Well, if you look at their field goal percentage, it's down when the Suns are in the zone. When you look at their points per possession, that's down, and more importantly, they're not getting to the free throw line when the Suns are in that zone. So that change in defenses has really made a difference in the series. I feel that the Suns have great confidence.
Okay, but talk
they
to me
can win
about
at
the
home.
way they lost last night, Woody Page, at the buzzer.
That's okay. They were down. They were out of the game. It looked like they had no chance that the series was going to end soon. And look at the way they came back. And if it had gone into overtime, you had to know that the Phoenix Suns, Bill, were going to beat the Los Angeles
Well, let's go to Bill
Lakers.
Plaschke then.
Okay, Woody, you do know that the Lakers lead the series 3-2, right? And you do know that since it's been since 1969 that a Laker team has lost a series and led 3-2. But more importantly, this Laker team is really good at closing out games on the road. Their last 4 series, dating back to last year, including the NBA Finals, they've closed out and won on the road. So they treat it differently. I know they messed around a lot, but when they get to that last closeout game, when the foot's on the neck, they're really good at pushing down. That's what's going to happen in Phoenix on Saturday. The way the Suns lost last night was devastating to the Suns because that great comeback they had, and I believe the Suns believe if they got to overtime, they would have won that game. To lose like that is a real heartbreaker.
So you call it devastating. How about you, Cowlishaw?
I don't think that was a devastating loss for the Suns. I think we've seen in this series the way the Suns have grown into the series. The first couple games, we didn't really think they had a chance to win at the Staples Center. Obviously, last night they did. I think a devastating loss is when you play a great game and you blow a big lead and you say, how do we let that one get away? You know, we're never going to have that opportunity again. Here they were down 18 in the third quarter, made a comeback from out of nowhere, you know, almost got the chance to put it into overtime. I think they leave there thinking we can play a lot better first half than that, and we're still giving the Lakers a lot of trouble. Kobe's still having to take a lot of tough shots. I think they feel okay right now.
Okay, Hill?
Well, I think the stat that Plaschke was looking for was the fact that the Lakers have closed out a team on their first try in 8 of the last 9 postseason series. So there you
good
go,
stat.
Plaschke.
No, but last postseason, it was, forget it.
Here's an even better stat for you. Kobe Bryant is averaging 30 points, or he's scoring 30 points per game in 9 of the last 10 games. Have you seen his assist numbers? They're outrageous. So as long as he's getting other people involved, which he clearly seems to be doing, I think the Lakers clearly have an advantage in this series. And didn't we see from this last game here that Derek Fisher and Kobe Bryant know how to rise to the moment? Those two have played together for a long time, and I guarantee you they do not want to go to a Game 7 because anything can happen.
If you're the Suns, you've got to feel good about the situation last night. You made Kobe put up a tough shot, hit an air ball.
But that's what he always does.
It was a lucky finish. If you're the Suns, you know you're playing better defense, and the Lakers know it. You have the better bench in this series. Number 3, you still are going home, and you have a chance to take this to 7 games. And Alvin Gentry is out coaching Phil Jackson.
Talk about
you got to feel good
a little bit.
Really, the bottom line is the Suns starters are still outscored by 38 points in this series. They're still getting killed in the boards. None of that's going to change.
Did you just say Alvin Gentry's out coaching Phil Jackson, Woody Page?
Have you seen Phil Jackson adjust to the zone? We keep waiting for that to happen, and it's
they're
not.
leading the series,
Cowlishaw,
Woody.
is that how you
I
see
think
it?
he ought to lose some points for that.
They're leading the series, Woody.
If I'm a Suns fan, I just like the way Steve Nash played last night. You know, he's taking more shots now. He's taking it upon himself to score the big basket.
What was it like in the arena last night with Ron Artest first taking those threes, missing those threes, and then hitting the game winner, Plaschke?
It was unbelievable. I've never heard everybody in the crowd yell, "No!" when he took that three-pointer. Everyone's screaming, people falling over, and then when he makes it, they're yes.
And then
Ron
afterwards,
Artest has driven
everybody's
me
saying
crazy.
Queensbridge, and nobody knows what Queensbridge is. It's part of New York City.
It's the largest public housing facility in the United States.
Well, now we know. Thank you, Go Plaschke. Extra points for that. Let's move to tonight then, because it could be the end of the world as we know it in Boston. Perkins good to go. Doc optimistic that Big Baby will be active. If this were the NFL, that wouldn't be the case. Matt Barnes with a quote you don't see often from a team down 3-2. We've got our foot on their neck.
Is that what he said?
True or not, would you rather be the Magic or Celtics tonight? I asked some of you guys this yesterday. What do you think, Jemele Hill?
I would much rather be the Magic because you have absolutely no pressure on you in this situation. No team has ever come back from 0-3. All the pressure's on Boston because everybody expects them to totally close them out. Let's also not forget the Magic are 4-0 against the Celtics the last 3 postseasons and when facing elimination. And Doc Rivers is 7-13 in closeout games, and that is second worst in NBA history.
Wow, you are queen of the stats today.
Yeah,
what do you got, Cowlishaw?
You know, Tony, I think I'd rather be the Celtics today. I think I'd like to be the team that has 2 shots at it instead of 1. And we were worried about all these concussions and all the crazy things that happened in Game 5. If you give me the Celtics at home with Pierce, with Allen, with Rondo, with Garnett, you know, whoever's missing is not one of the big 4. I think we've seen those guys struggle some without rest as this series has gone on. I think Rondo steps up tonight. I think I'd rather be the Celtics.
Paige.
Batman Ed Robin, you got stat girl. I would rather be the Boston Celtics. I'm playing at home. I've won an NBA championship. Yes, I've had problems in this series. Yes, I've let the Orlando Magic back in the series. But give me, as I said the other day, the home court over momentum. Whatever I said about the Phoenix Suns, the Lakers did win last night, so home court beat momentum. It's going to happen again tonight. I think Rondo's going to come up big. We don't know what's going to happen from the Celtics bench, but the starters, I think, are going to make the difference in the game.
Plaschke.
Yeah.
Great stats, Jemele, but here's a reality check. You mean you wouldn't rather be a team at home trying to close out a series? You wouldn't rather be that? You wouldn't rather be a team who's 93 times the teams that led 3-0, nobody's ever beaten them? You wouldn't rather be that team? You wouldn't rather be? I can't believe you. Boston, like you guys said, the big 3 are going to be there. Perkins will play the full game, which he didn't do the last game, okay? Big Baby is probably going to be around. I think it's absurd to think that anything but the pressure is all on the Magic still. The Magic, you know, trying to do something that's never been done before. Boston's at home.
Okay.
How is the pressure on the Magic when they're the ones that's down in this series and they weren't supposed to do this to begin with?
Because they had the best record.
Well, let's not forget this also, Plaschke. The Magic have proven, especially these last couple seasons, that they're much better playing the underdog role. Last year, they got really motivated by the fact that everybody wanted to see the Lakers and Cavs play. This year, I think they're motivated by the fact that after they lost their first 3, everybody was already talking about LA versus Boston.
I'm anxious to see how the guys who weren't involved in the series initially, Redick, Pietrus, Matt Barnes, if they can keep hitting the threes they hit the other night, then we will have a
over under 1 technical foul on Kendrick Perkins tonight, Woody Page.
That would be under, and I think I can be objective, unlike a person based in Orlando and L.A. We've got a couple of homers here.
You know what? I never put together. That's a good point. Plaschke, last word for you.
The Magic was the best team in the NBA the second half of the season. They choked away the start of the series. The pressure is all on the Magic.
I don't know. I don't know how you can say a team that's lost to going back home to a city that just saw their hockey team go up 3-0 and lose the series, how there's no pressure on the Celtics.
There is pressure, but more on the Magic.
You see what Jemele Hill's doing here? She's the rookie of this unit right now.
See what you're doing here.
She's doing a lot of stats, getting the extra points. That first way to my heart, easiest way to my heart, Big Ziti. After that, stats.